Yeah, I'm really happy for our players. Uh, First off, because they've they keep coming into the gym every day. They keep trying to figure out how to just get a little bit better because they've had some heartbreaking losses, and I'm just glad they get to feel it. And they know they can play with anybody. I have so much respect for TJ and Iowa State's team, and so I do think it's a really, really, really quality win. And I'm glad our players get to feel that. I'm also very happy for our former players. We have a special former player contingent in this program. You can count on one hand how many programs have that. And so I'm happy for them. I got to see a couple of them on the court when I walked out to do radio. And I'm happy that our fans get to experience, Cincinnati basketball playing at the level that it's supposed to tonight. And so I'm pleased for everybody there, but mainly for our players.
20 points off turnovers, 13 on the fast break. You beat them 13-2 in transition. How important is that for this group to get that momentum, that downhill kind of attacking mentality going?
Yeah, we've been really working. It might sound strange, but we've been working on that mentality since the first day of workouts. I think these guys have heard the term rim pressure probably more than they'd like to ever hear it again. But we're starting to kind of figure out how to do that. I thought transition was important. Again, when our defense gets live ball stops, our transition game gets real. And we actually missed a couple good looks in transition. It could have been an even better number. I thought our cutting off the ball tonight was huge. I mean, think about Sencire's last basket of the game, right? He made a great cut. He's playing down on the baseline behind their defense and gets a layup, a big layup late in the game. But we had a lot of sacrificial cuts tonight away from the ball, or runs in transition away from the ball that give guys opportunities to go make plays. And that doesn't always show up on a stat sheet, but I think that has a lot to do with getting more aggressive downhill.
Buck and Day, how were you guys able to take such great care of the ball against one of the best on-ball pressure teams, best programs doing that this decade? And obviously one that's given your guys' team issues with Day in the past, and only 8 turnovers today to take really great care of it.
I mean, we know we know they was pretty aggressive, and on defense, that's what they really do. We just we had to take care of the ball. Can't be casual with the ball. We just had to be strong with it, make the right passes and easy passes. So.
I think that we prepare for these moments. I think a couple games we showed 10-point lead, and we was big emphasis on taking care of the ball, and we do a lot of stuff in practice with 5 minutes left in the game, and value possessions one by one, and keep just chipping at it.
I'll get to the game in a minute, but what did it mean to see the kids storm the floor? You've had to put up with some stuff. I was still out there when you walked to the radio, and you got some cheers. And it's been a while. So just what does it mean?
Again, our fans, our students, the people that are invested in our program, it's so neat to see them. They deserve to feel it. And again, I'm proud of our players because they deserve to feel it, and they created that opportunity tonight, our players, and I'm really glad our fans, our students, our former players, I'm glad they get to feel that tonight. And my focus is, as soon as it hits 12:01, will be we got to feel it some more, right? I want our players, our fans, our former players, again, the stakeholders in this program, I want them to really enjoy this, right? That's important, but as a team, when it's 12:01, that joy is over, and it's about trying to create another opportunity to do it again. And we laughed on the radio a little bit because Terry said that the former players and fans might enjoy it past 12:01. I said, well, that's fine, but as a team, when it's 12:01, we got to turn the page. But that joy, we've talked about that in our department a lot. We got to find the joy in what we're doing as a department. But it was great to see that for the whole Cincinnati fan base and stakeholders in our program tonight.
Wes, do you feel this week that you guys have turned a corner when it comes to finishing games? If so, why or why not?
I think as a coach, you don't ever say you turned a corner. You're always working to get better. But I feel like this group's been really intentional over the last month about trying to figure out anything they can do to just get right there over the hump to close and win these games. So they've been very intentional. I'm glad they get to actually experience it here over the last 2.
Jizzel had a good scoring game, but is that one turnover in 30 minutes maybe one of the biggest stats of the entire game for you guys?
He was terrific. And Keegan, it's an excellent question because when I was walking out of the locker room to go to radio, I stopped him and talked about that. We started a lot of that's an elite defense, one of the great defenses, not just this year, but in college basketball over, recent memory. We started a lot of our possessions by having him bring the ball up the court against a great on-the-ball defender. I can't say his name correctly, Torre. And then we'd get into a set, and we'd make him dribble through two different pick-and-roll actions, and then we'd cut just to get our offense started. We did that probably 10, 14 times. So think about all the pressure he had to handle just to get our offense started. I thought he did it masterfully. I thought it was as good of a floor game as I've ever seen him play. Aside from the turnover there on the right sideline late, I mean, he handled the pressure. He got us installed into offense, and then everybody was able to make plays because of that. Now, the other four off the ball did their job too. It's never about one player in basketball. But his ability to handle the ball versus their pressure was excellent. And then he made a couple really, really nice plays, especially the pull-up lave, the floater, and transition on the baseline. He made some big closeout-type plays with the ball.
A lot of foul trouble, especially started to pile up late, probably midway through the second half. Talk about the resiliency of your guys to cut down on the fouling and not send them to the line as much down the stretch.
Yeah, Buck and I had a couple conversations about the referees during the game, and this one over here, boy, we have this really special relationship. Buck and I do. It might not always look like that when we're interacting on the court, but he's something. He really is something. But he was frustrated with the officials. There were some moments that I was too. I thought our guys were really working to get into position, legal guarding position, to make shots difficult. And when some of those calls don't go your way, it doesn't mean they're bad calls. I don't get up here and do that. But you want to make sure you're rewarded when you do the right thing. And we'll go back and look at the tape. But I thought the officials, for the most part, did a nice job. There's a bunch of those plays as the game goes on where we finish the defense with discipline and contest the shot and don't foul. But it was frustrating to have some foul trouble for sure.
Wes, what did you think was the key? They go on that 14-2 run late. You've always talked about the way you handle adversity is going to often decide whether or not you win. That was a big reason you won the game, is the way you handled it.
Yeah, this group's been really resilient, and I thought they showed a ton of resilience. Day and I were talking before we walked in about Buck's missed dunk, and he'd like to. I just threw him out on the bus. But what a defensive play to get that play, and then what a defensive play because he sprinted back and got the block. And certainly we'll talk about taking that dang 2 points, in film tomorrow. But we were crazy resilient. I mean, Momcilovic hits. Whew, man, that was pretty impressive. Some of the threes that he hit. Some of them we made a couple defensive errors. Some of them he just made tough shots. But we didn't put our heads down. We didn't worry about anything. We just tried to get the next stop. And so, again, this group's been building a resilient mentality and approach, and it served us well when they made a run late tonight.
Wes, in a game where you guys value possessions like this, that last possession there where Day hits the floor from about halfway to create that coach's challenge there to get that turnover, how big was that in this moment where obviously only 8 turnovers, Day lays it all out there to keep this game going? How big of a play was that in this game for you guys?
Loose balls and rebounding tonight was something I was proud of collectively. I mean, obviously there's plays we should have gotten that one or this one, but I thought we were really quick to the ball tonight. There's a couple with Data. Keyshawn Tillery had a couple great efforts to get to a loose ball. The possession you mentioned late to get the ball there in the corner is a huge stop. Again, they were making a run. So, no, I thought loose balls and offensive rebounding looked like Bearcat basketball tonight at times.
Day, you've been in this program now. This is, your third year, and that's so rare in modern college basketball. You've been through court stormings here, big wins. Where does this win rank for you?
It means a lot, man, because, this guy right here been through a lot, man. So just, enjoy it today, get back to work tomorrow. But it means a lot to me.
Buck, how would you describe your play? Controlled chaos. You're all over, and it's fun to watch, but it can be frustrating, right? In some ways.
I just do what I do for my team. If I gotta do the dirty work, then that's what I gotta do. If I gotta scrap on the floor with some people, then that's what I gotta do. To help the team win the game, and it just keep playing hard. That's what I do.
He might make a couple plays that might feel like loud mistakes, but he makes 100 great plays every night. And I mean that. You might see a play like the missed dunk, and he won't make that one again. But every once in a while he might make a mistake, but he makes 100 great. He's a winner, and he's a competitor. And I think people here have really recognized that. He plays the game the way Bearcats are supposed to. So.
Wes, you guys came into this week or 2 weeks ago ranked last in the country in luck on Ken Pom, just kind of judging how the ball is bouncing against teams this season. Do you feel like you've kind of taken luck out of the equation these past couple games with how you guys have played?
I think we try not to get into any of that kind of stuff. I think we just try to come in the gym and get better every day and stay connected as a group, focus on the things that we can control. And there's so much basketball left. We haven't even gotten there. But, yeah, you felt like, hey, we've had some great stretches and we've done some great things in games and been there. It feels like every single game we've been in position to win. So, if you just stay with it, it's gonna happen.
17 minutes for Tyler tonight, including a lot of time down the stretch on the defensive end. Is he finding a role kind of as a closer defensively for you at center?
I don't think it's like he's the closer. Obviously, Mustafa, I mean, how good has he been here over the last couple weeks? But to have the depth in the front court, to have options like that, and tonight we went with Tyler mainly. Jefferson was playing a lot at the 5 there late. We were getting stops with Tyler on the floor, and his rebounding was significant. But I don't think it's one of those things that there's some decision. I think that was more of a game feel type of thing tonight. And I thought it was the right decision, but in the next one it could just as easily be back to where it was with Moo.